Hi Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. So with that said, if you would like to book your personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So this week, for our key to the week, we have the Tree of Life, divine intervention and assistance. Now, given the week that we have, if you haven't seen it, please check out the weekly general, right? And the reason I say this is because you may find this week, sometimes divine intervention and assistance doesn't look like money falling from the sky or all of your wishes and dreams coming true. Sometimes divine intervention and assistance looks like you being moved out of the way of what's not good for you, right? When you consider that the universe is an entire cosmic being, right, that knows a lot better than we do and can see all of the paths and all of the interconnectedness of destiny, right, and the strings of every person's destiny. Sometimes we think something is for us. Sometimes we want it with all that we are. Human beings have very strong wills, and despite what you might see out there and what you might consider about some of the politicians of the world, it takes a bloody lot of power to incarnate as a human being. To come here to the earth, to be a human being, takes an immensely powerful soul. It really does. Make no mistake about that. So we have strong wills by our very nature. Even the most wayward or easily led souls have strong wills. Trust me for that. You wouldn't be here incarnated as a human if that wasn't the case, right? Even the docile people that you meet and you think like, wow, you know, this person's just content to go with the flow. If you are here, if you're incarnated as a human, as I keep saying, you have an immense amount of power. And so sometimes when we want something or we desire it enough, we convince ourselves that this is the right path for me. Sometimes divine intervention and assistance looks like you being moved out of the way of what is coming toward you. Sometimes it looks like having something or someone removed from your life that you thought was going to be there forever and it was going to be this, this, and this, and this. Sometimes what is revealed to you through divine intervention and assistance is actually the removal of what isn't for you or would have actually been detrimental to your life, your space, your heart, whatever, right? So sometimes it's not about, oh, look, you know, the universe is giving me gifts. Sometimes it's withholding something from you that is detrimental to your health. All right, so just a note to ponder. For your actions and options this week, you have the Chariot card, right? And look at this. So this week, in true Aquarian rebellious form, should I say, we have the Chariot card, right? So we are forging ahead regardless. Now, all I want to say to you on that front is, I mean, this is a great card. Victory, success, winning, you know, winning the battle, coming out on top. However, I get this sense that this week, the victory that we're going to experience, this is going to go back either a long way or to some situation that you know, sometimes something happens in life and you get an inkling that you know what happened, or you know, you kind of know that something wasn't quite right, or maybe you didn't have all the facts and you just kind of resign yourself to the fact that you're never going to know. This could be a week where some information graces your ears, and it could be one of those moments where you come to realize, you know, in hindsight, with the information that comes to light this week, wow, if that hadn't happened, or if I hadn't got what I wanted, this, you know, or if I had got what I wanted, it could have actually gone a completely different way for me. This is, you know, it's one of those crazy moments, and I'll give you an example of a wonderful lady that I worked with, who I actually studied FLP with, and one of the stories that she told us was on the day of a major train incident, The amount of people who literally get the same train every single day and have done for years, that day they either experience some crazy delay, or they couldn't find one guy said he couldn't find his shoes. Like, he was looking for them everywhere, leaves them in the same spot every day, couldn't find his shoes, right? Turns out he'd left them he'd come in the night before and he'd put his shoes underneath the sofa because he was so tired, or something like that. You take them off on the sofa and you kick them underneath. All sorts of really weird, crazy coincidences had happened to all of these people that hadn't gotten on the train and therefore had literally, were still alive because of it. This kind of feels like one of those moments. This could be a week where you discover something or you learn something and you think, holy crap, that was a divine hand moving in my life, because had I gone to this thing, had I been in this place, had I received this and this, it would have been disastrous for me. This is going to be one of those hindsight 2020 moments. Literally 2020. But yeah, right. So for our communications and conversations, we have the King of Cups, a Cancerian person, very likely to be a Cancerian male. I say this because you've got the Chariot coupled with the King of Cups, water sign person, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, very likely to feature for you. This could be a week where you're having conversations with Cancerian people, where maybe they have some word of wisdom for you, or something is being shared to you. Now, because this is your communications and conversations, it's very likely, and I really do get the sense that this is going to be somebody that comes back into your life that is sharing something with you. This could be a week where you start to really get a different perspective on how you feel about something. This could be a week where your perspective or your outlook, or even some part of your belief structure, goes through a massive upheaval in regard to some sort of communication or some sort of conversation that you have. It's going to be really interesting for sure. For your money and materials, we've got the Empress right underneath the Chariot. Money looks good this week, right? Even with the retrogrades that are taking place, finances look like they're great. Whatever seeds you are sowing, whatever you are working on behind the scenes, and for a lot of you, this is about products that you're creating. Maybe it's videos that you're creating. Maybe it is blog posts that you're creating. Whatever you are working on at the moment behind the scenes, not only is it going to have the desired effect, but it kind of looks like these ideas are going to be real money spinners for you. So this is going to be a very exciting time. This is going to be a week where you really start to understand just what kind of financial outlook or money you can create or generate from here on in. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this looks like a good week. I will say this to you though, this could be a week of overindulgence. You could hit the sweets, the chocolates, the carbies, that makes me laugh. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Somebody cropped out a picture of Barbie and has kind of blown up her face and then underneath puts carby. I can relate. This could be a week where you could overindulge when it comes to food, possibly even alcohol. It could be a week where maybe as well, maybe because of something that comes up this week, there's almost like a sense of almost like a need to escape, and it looks like you might be using food or alcohol to do it. I got that itchy nose thing again. And then finally, for your home and environment, this is just literally about you beautifying that. For a lot of you, you could be looking at cars or new vehicles, or possibly for some of you, maybe even looking at new places to live. Obviously it's going to be different for everybody. For your love and relations, you have the Eight of Pentacles. If you're meeting somebody this week, it's very likely to be through your work, through the course of your duties. You could be having conversations with somebody, that you work with, or from your work. If you're single, there could be a lot of flirtation. There could be a lot of laughter, a lot of giggles. Interestingly enough though, I don't think this is going to be somebody that you meet over the airwaves. I actually feel like this is someone that you're likely to meet in person, even if, like me, you work online. For those of you that are partnered, one thing that I will say to you, it's great to work hard and it's great that a lot of your projects are shaping up. Just remember that your partner or your children, if you have them, also require and desire your time and your input and your love and connection. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. I mean, it looks like a great week, you know. Like I said, even with that, what I was saying to you earlier, it's just because when people hear divine intervention and assistance, it's like they just grandiose it, and it kind of like, it takes on a bit of like almost like a watered down meaning. And I think sometimes it's really good to look at this from the other perspective that it could be. Sometimes something or someone is removed from your life for the same reason that something would just fall out of the sky into your lap. You know, there's that whole idea of a blessing in disguise. With that said, I wish you all the best. Take care, and I'll see you soon.